from Spy TV.
This special court-martial, relying on Section 174 of the Armed Forces Act, Cap A20 laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004,
$6,600 currently with the Special Investigation Bureau should be returned to the covers of the Nigerian Army,
which is synonymous with discipline and not abiding personnel.
The Nigerian Army, in a bid to acquaint its personnel and other relevant persons with the requisite knowledge on the background to the Rome Statute and establishment of International Criminal Court, the Headquarters Directorate of Legal Services Army organized a specialized training workshop on the operations of the International Criminal Court in Abuja. The theme of the training workshop is Understanding the Rome Statute and Operation of the International Criminal Court in order to enhance the efficiency of security operations.
Please, let's be seated.
Speaking at the opening of the training workshop, the special guest of honor, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taurid Lagbaja, ably represented by the Deputy Chief of Operations Army, enjoined participants to utilize this opportunity to enlarge their knowledge on the Rome Statutes and the operation of the ICC.
I thank the Director of Legal Services Army and his staff for inviting me to this opening ceremony of the Directorate of Legal Services Training Workshop on the operation of the International Criminal Court. The theme of this workshop, which I'm told was organized in conjunction with the Nigerian Institute of Advanced Legal Studies, has been succinctly crafted as Understanding the Rome Statute and operation of the International Criminal Court in order to enhance the efficiency of security operations. I consider the chosen theme very apt, more so in this era where the Nigerian Army is entrenched in military operations other than war. And I commend the Director of Legal Services Army for initiating additional steps towards repositioning itself to meet contemporary expectations of the Nigerian Army and the larger Nigerian society. As you are all aware, the conduct of war and security operations is regulated by international humanitarian law as well as international human rights law. The Nigerian Army, as a responsible organization, takes deliberate and systematic steps to ensure compliance with these rules, regulations, and laws in the conduct of its operations. Currently, the Ombudsman for the enforcement of these rules is the International Criminal Court, with which the Nigerian security forces have had and may still have occasions to interact with.
According to him, the conduct of war and security operations is regulated by international humanitarian law and international human rights law. The COAS commended the performance of all officers and soldiers on the recent successes in Nigerian military justice system as reflected in a recent general court-martial sitting, which he added have been applauded by many Nigerians.
Let me therefore use this forum to commend the performance of all officers and soldiers on the recent successes in our military justice system, as reflected in a recent court-martial sitting, which has been applauded by many Nigerians. As we therefore project into the future with optimism for the achievement of assigned mission, we must bear in mind the complex nature of the current threats in our operating environment, especially in the international arena. The need to identify gaps in our force structure, training, and strategic approaches to military justice and operational readiness towards combating the challenges is more imperative now than ever before. The diverse nature of the contemporary issues require unity of effort and multi-agency involvement of other services and relevant stakeholders. We must therefore work towards cross-sectional synergy and the conceptualization of ideas on the execution of our missions within a joint environment.
Earlier in his remarks, the Director of Legal Services said The training workshop is to enable the acquisition of requisite knowledge on the background to the Rome Statute and the establishment of ICC, the contents of the statute, ICC rules of procedure, modus operandi of the ICC, the interoperability of the Rome Statute, and Nigerian municipal criminal laws and procedure, and evidence as well as gamut of knowledge required for expertise in this spectrum of
The theme
law.
of this training workshop is understanding the Rome Statute and the operation of the International Criminal Court in order to enhance efficiency of security operation. The purpose of the training workshop is to acquaint Nigerian military personnel and other relevant persons with the requisite knowledge of the background to the Rome Statute and the establishment of the International Criminal Court. This to enable knowledge-based authoritative interface with the International Criminal Court where the needs arises in the course of performing their duties. The Nigerian Army has extended this training to sister services of the armed forces and other security agencies, as well as ministry departments and agencies. This will facilitate the maximum participation by all stakeholders in order to promote synergy, collaboration, and jointness, which form the fulcrum of the COAS command philosophy. Military lawyers and investigators from the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Navy, Nigerian Air Force, and other security agencies, relevant stakeholders from the ministry department and agencies, and the academia are all present in this training. The resource person for the training will be provided by the Nigerian Institute of Advanced Legal Studies. I enjoin participants to utilize this opportunity to enlarge their knowledge on the Rome Statute and the operation of the International Criminal Court.
And the question has always been, does ICC necessarily have any credible evidence against Nigeria? Or why is ICC pursuing actually Nigeria? Why? And the second question I've always asked that we need to actually ponder as part of my presentation in the course of our interactive discussion, which I'll raise it again and again, is that do we control the narrative? Because sometimes we do quite a lot in terms of addressing some of the issues and challenges facing our nation and our contribution to taming actually the scourge of insecurity, from counterterrorism operations to counterinsurgency operations, and then having a spillover effect of some of these actually other activities that cause insecurity, and we are always actually called upon to intervene. And the point is, from all the things that we've been doing, how much do we really actually share, and how much do we also engage other stakeholders in a discussion? So sometimes we don't control the narrative. And if we don't control the narrative that will go outside will be counterproductive to what we've been doing. And I think part of these actually, objectives of this particular capacity building is to enable us actually, see how we can control the narrative, tell our own stories. What is our own story? I know for sure that, a lot actually has been done, on the part of Nigerian military, to train and retrain actually Nigerian armed personnel, from Jaji, to all the mechanized divisions, then actually to the Defense or War College, and then to other specialized training programs like this one. These are all capacity building actually, interventions aimed at constantly reminding our military personnel that even in a war situation, there must be respect for the rule of law.
Smart TV News report that at the end of this training, a compendium of lectures delivered will be published, and also the journal will be given the widest possible circulation with the aim of ensuring that interested persons who are not privileged to attend the training have the opportunity of participating in the intellectual discourse. Olaimi Eson for Spy TV.